Hello and welcome back to another episode of From the Workshop with me, your host, Brandon Hart. We are doing something a little different this time. I know I say that a lot, but it is a little different this time. The Skywire Nano that NimbeLink recently released is just so different from all the other Skywire modems in terms of what you as a developer can do with it, that I thought it was worth spending a little bit of time focusing in on what is uniquely enabled by this device. So to help me with that, I decided we're going to have a contest. Yes, that's right. We had a contest within NimbeLink. I threw it out to the folks within NimbeLink to say, hey, knowing what you know about the Skywire Nano, what kinds of crazy things could you possibly come up with? And we've got some winners for you. Do you guys remember this? Any of you who came to our NimbeLink From the Workshop roadshow events, the live events that we did, may recognize the Super Widget Nano. The Super Widget. The Super Widget. The Super Widget is a device, it's a totally fake device, that I slapped together as a way of kind of demonstrating different ideas, different concepts when it comes to incorporating cellular connectivity into custom IoT devices and how we might go about that, the thought process to do it, and so on. Was really, really great. Unfortunately, it's a little tired. But this device, again, it served us well for what we were trying to do. Now, though, when we're moving on into something like a Skywire Nano, tiny little thing right here obviously does not need such a big clunky enclosure. So when we were kind of trying to come up with what should the Nano version, the Super Widget Nano be, there were so many different things that we came up with that I decided just throw it out to the group and see what ideas NimbeLink employees could come up with. And so here are your winners. First runner-up. That's right, I'm not going to give you the grand prize winner first. First runner-up was Greg Nash, and Greg had a great idea about using the Skywire Nano inside of a model rocket. Again, because the Skywire Nano has so many capabilities built into it. It's got a dedicated applications processor where you could run the code for the for the model rocket telemetry. You have the capability with the I2C, SPI, and UART interfaces to be able to feed that telemetry data in or sensor data in from altimeters or whatever you might want. It's got a GPS radio built into it, so finding that model rocket after it is launched up into the stratosphere and has come down in an unknown location, it can actually send its location using the cellular radio inside of it. And because it's so low power, it's using the Nordic NRF 9160 SIP. Because it is so low power, we can put a tiny little battery pack, doesn't add much to the overall weight of that model rocket. Now you can go find that rocket because it can send its location to you using that cellular connection. Very, very cool idea. Awesome job, Greg. I think not only is that a good idea, I think it's something somebody should actually do. Put this thing in a model rocket and send it to us. Show us how you did it. I think that would be super fun. Next runner-up is John Young, our very own CIO. John actually had this idea for a cellular keyboard. I'm going to give you a second to think about that. A cellular keyboard. And your first initial thought might be, okay, but if you give it a little bit more thought, a cellular enabled keyboard means that it doesn't need to be connected to a laptop or a computer of any kind. It can have a direct connection into a cloud, whatever. Maybe it's a client. So you have the keyboard interface to it, with a client in the cloud. Any screen could essentially be connected into that same cloud, and now you can be directly typing on your cellular enabled keyboard with a Skywire Nano inside sending keystrokes to the cloud, having them show up in that cloud instance, and you could be remotely viewing it from some other screen. Maybe it's not even connected to a computer or something like that. So really, really interesting idea, a directly cellular connected keyboard. It could be battery powered. Maybe there's even a little tiny LCD on the keyboard itself, because all of that could run off of the applications processor that's on the Skywire Nano. I think it's a cool idea. I would like to better understand how something like that might work, but it's a really, really cool idea. Our next runner-up is none other than Matt Tim. Matt is from the marketing group within NimbeLink, and Matt had an interesting idea regarding the relative small size and lightweight nature of the Skywire Nano being put into sports balls of some kind. Footballs, soccer balls, baseballs, softballs, rugby balls, cricket balls, badminton shuttlecocks, whatever. I think I've used up all the sports ball stuff I know, but but you can put the Skywire Nano, tiny little power supply, and maybe a couple little sensors inside of any of these things, and its capability to not only be able to read from all those sensors, use the onboard applications processor to run the code that reads all those sensors, but then turn that around, use the cellular capability, the low power LTE-M or NB-IoT capability to send that data to a cloud. If it's a spectator sport, then now the crowd has more visibility to what's happening. Maybe you're using it for training, and so you can figure out how to get the fastest pitch, the best hit, the hardest kick, whatever it may be. So that could be interesting as well. And just overall, I thought it was kind of a cool idea. Certainly, I think I've actually heard of this being done before, but not with the capabilities that we would have with something like this. So kind of putting a new spin on a previous idea, I guess. Okay, that brings us to our grand prize winner, the #1 best idea according to all of the judges from the workshop. Our winner is none other than Matt McAnally. Matt, awesome job. Matt came up with this idea, although you could say he didn't come up with it so much as he saw a unique way that the Skywire Nano could be used for. All right, no more delay. It is the sensor ball from the movie Twister. Kids, ask your parents. And to tell you about this idea is the man himself, Matt McAnally. Matt, take it away.
Thanks, Brandon. This application is to use the Skywire Nano to create the device seen in the movie Twister. In that movie, the team has a device to capture weather information from a tornado. So you could imagine having various sensors on this device that fits in the palm of your hand to collect wind, humidity, temperature, altitude, while the device is sucked up into a tornado, having that information later to then analyze how a tornado works. In our case, we're going to use the Skywire Nano platform in order to create a small form factor that can store and send data on the cellular network, use its GPS capabilities to determine where it's at, as well as use the peripheral buses such as I2C, SPI, and UART to connect various sensors such as temperature, humidity, wind speed. All this information we can then collect, store it on the device, as well as send it to the cloud for research purposes later. This small form factor allows us to fit it into the same small palm-sized device you've seen in the movie.
So yeah, what an awesome idea, right? I mean, you could totally see how something like this would be put together with using the onboard processor, using the sensor input capabilities through SPI, I2C, UART, etc. Little tiny power supply because this thing just sips on battery. If those sensor balls get flung all over, we can track them down. We can find them because they've all got GPS radios built into them too. I love that. Just love it. Okay, so cool. Congratulations, Matt. Excellent job. Well done, sir. And if you like this type of video, hopefully it was fun. I certainly had fun with it. I think it was cool. Please do make sure that you go ahead and subscribe, ring the little bell to get notified when future videos are posted. And if you've got a better idea, please let us know down in the comments below. There are a lot of you out there. I know you are a bunch of brilliant folks, and you've probably got some really cool ideas for how to take advantage of the unique capabilities of the Skywire Nano. I love the craziest ideas that you can come up with, so those are the ones I would really love to hear about. Leave them down in the comments below. Shoot them to us at workshop@nimbelink.com, and make sure you're subscribed and you're clicking the little bell to be notified when new episodes are posted, because they will be. And until next time, until the next From the Workshop video or other content from NimbeLink, please have fun building. Maybe with the Skywire Nano.